and welcome to Nutrition Fruition, where we're all about nurturing the body, mind, and soul. Today I'm very excited to share with you a bread recipe that I've been trying numerous times and I feel like I finally nailed it. And it only has 4 ingredients. So I'm very excited to share it with you. I do have the oven preheating right now to go to 425. So the first ingredient I have here is almond flour. You want to make sure it's almond flour. It's super fine. I have 4 cups of that in this bowl. And then I have 3 cups of the tapioca flour, or it's also called the tapioca starch. And this one's very powdery. And then I have, so I'll put that in with my almond flour here. And then I add 4 tablespoons of baking powder. And this is the brand name that I used for the baking powder. So that's 4 tablespoons. And I add that in. Okay, and then I have 1 cup of applesauce. Now this really gives it a nice, soft, sponginess to the bread. It's a pretty thick applesauce. So that's kind of something to note. And this is the brand name that I use. I really like the flavor of it. It's a nice sweet flavor. Okay. Then I just put that in. This is very, very easy. So this stuff, I do like to mix up first before I put the water in and get that all mixed together. So the key to this and getting it to be done is to put it in a Dutch oven. That really helps it steam. And the key is you want to keep it in there for the full hour with not taking the lid off. You want to keep that lid on and just trust the process. And then as soon as it's done, you want to take it out of the oven and take the lid off, because you don't want all the steam that's on there that's even maybe stayed on the roof of the lid to get back on the bread and soak. You don't want the water to soak back into your bread, so you want to take the lid off right away, which I'll show you when I take it back out of the oven. Okay, so I like to mix the applesauce in first, so that looks like it's nicely mixed in. And then it's a half a cup of water. So I like to put half of the water in and kind of mix that around before I add the next half. And this ends up being kind of a pretty nice, kind of more of a cake battery dough, you could say. So you have to kind of scoop it in. And it does take a little while to get it all mixed in here. Okay, so now I'll put in the other rest of the water. There we go. And this is it. Once we get this all blended in, we can just put it into the pan and put it in the Dutch oven and let it bake for 1 full hour. There, it's coming together so nicely. Wow. Okay, awesome. Okay, that looks pretty well done. I just let the beaters go really fast to get the rest of it off. Just the easiest way for me to do that. And now I just put the batter into a lined bread loaf pan here. And you're going to have to kind of really smooth it out the way you want the top of the bread to look. Kind of just work it down. It will rise quite well, which you'll see once I take it out. There we go. Get the paper fixed here. There we go. Okay, so now I'll just push this down into the corners. This makes a nice sized loaf. If you do only want to make half of the recipe, you can do that, and then it only takes about a half an hour in the Dutch oven, and then you have to take the lid off and let the bread brown for about 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, we're good to go. Now we're just going to put this in the Dutch oven. Now this Dutch oven is huge and very, very heavy. So I don't want you to think if you don't have a big Dutch oven for a loaf pan to not make this recipe. You can definitely make rolls with this also. And just put parchment paper in here, put the rolls in here. They only take 25 to 30 minutes, and then you take the lid off and let them brown for 5 to 10 minutes. All at 425 also. So just don't let the size of your Dutch oven stop you from making the rolls. Okay, so this is really heavy. So I will show you the bread when it comes out in an hour. I'm not going to touch it at all. I'm going to trust the process, let it in there for the full hour. Okay, I'm ready to take the bread out of the Dutch oven. I forgot that last time the Dutch oven was not in the frame. So it is a 9-quart Dutch oven. So I'm going to take this lid off right away. And look how beautiful and brown that bread is. It's gorgeous. Now the paper is not too hot, so I just take the paper and take the bread out. Voila. All right, so we'll let it cool for a little bit before we cut into it, and I'll show you exactly what it looks like on the inside. I did leave it in there. I got busy doing something else for about 1 hour and 5 minutes, so we'll see you in just a little bit. Okay, so I've let it cool for about 15 minutes. So let's slice into this and see how well and how spongy this is. It's just wonderful. I love this bread. Look at that. It is just gorgeous. I'll show you the full loaf here too. So you can see how that baking powder really does create the air bubbles and how well it actually gets done. There's a little bit of undoneness maybe around here. But it really, you won't notice when you're eating it because it just stays spongy. So this is an excellent bread. I'm so proud and happy that I came up with this recipe. So I hope you enjoy. If you have any questions, let me know. Please like and subscribe, and I'll continue to put up recipes. Have a great day.